27 drivers coming out for us in this one. Mia Beckley, Travis Rose, Ethan Cossins, Alexander Stefanov, Ethan Hunt, Harry Pittman, Harry Wright, Amelia Johnson, Aaron Clark-Nixon, Kai Pepperell, Spencer Trahorn, Oliver Warren, Riley Allen Hunt, Harrison Stacey, Jaden Shearing, Jesse Whitmore, who won Heat 3 in round 1, Daniel Barton, Thomas Ray, Archie Cannon, Tully Grant, Lucas Nibbs, Stanley Williams, Ethan Critchley, John Reynolds, Alexander Letshishki, Connor Yu and Max Lavelle. That's our 27 drivers. It's currently Travis Rose leading the championship after round 1 from Jesse Whitmore. Arthur Way, who's not here today, is in 3rd place. Kai Pepperell 4th, and Jaden Shearing are the top 5 in the championship after round 1. And at race 1, Travis Rose won heats 1 and 2 as well as the final. And there was a heat win in number 3 for Jesse Whitmore, and then a heat win for Spencer Trahorn. So they were the guys who took the checkered flag in that opening round. Thumbs alarm going off, telling us that the juniors are coming out on track, and here they go over the start-finish line. And it is the 37 and 58 that lead the way from the front. Kai Pepperell and Daniel Barton, they're leading the race in, and again, like I say, you get a position at the front, in the middle and at the rear as the race develops. And everybody gets an opportunity to race from the front, fight their way from the middle. So I think we are going to go around again. We're going to start that one again. Just being told to slow down as they come out of Windsor's Dip, and they'll be sent right at the bus stop, I think, and then back across the start-finish line again. Get everybody back in some kind of formation. Yep, looking tidy. Here we go. We'll try again. Daniel Barton and Kai Pepperell, they're the two on the front of the grid. 41 of Spencer Trahorn in the mix as well. Everybody gets through. Tolly's Parsons down. A couple of people come off there as they go through the Haynes Loop. Yeah, a couple of people come off worse as they came through there as they drive down into Windsor's to take that right-hander back up as they head towards the bus stop for the first time. As they race up through that bus stop. It's still those front, Kai Pepperell, Daniel Barton, Spencer Trahorn. They led the way from the front. They were at the front of the grid on that rolling start, and they've held it for the moment as they all come through midgets down into climate. Pretty clean, everybody getting through there before the left-hander. Back over that start-finish line, and it is the 58 of Daniel Barton from Kai Pepperell, Spencer Trahorn, Travis Rose, Aaron Nixon Clark, Harrison Stacey, Stanley Williams. That's the top 7. So a bit of movement. Daniel Barton was on the front of the grid, but started in 2nd. Travis Rose is a big mover, going up 4 places. Travis, as we said, won a couple of the heats and the final, and is leading the championship. A good move from him. Harrison Stacey's gone up 5 places. Stanley Williams up 6 so far. So some good movement from a few of the drivers in that opening lap, taking advantage of that busy track in front of them. Amelia Johnson up 9 places into 15th as well, a big move a little bit further down the field. So as they come around Tolly's across that start-finish line, Kai Pepperell's got himself back into the lead from Spencer Trahorn. Travis Rose has moved up again, big movement. Daniel Barton got him down into that 4th spot. So there's the opening lap on the screen. They're all racing through. Again, you can't win it in this opening couple of laps, but you can certainly lose it if you make a move and it doesn't stick and doesn't come off. Sometimes it's better to stick than twist, and not lose what you've got as they come through the bus stop. Headed up towards midget, that hill climb up to the top into the right-hander where you then pick up speed down hill a little bit into climate, really fast right-hander before that quick left turn, taking you through Tolly's and back across the start-finish line. And Spencer Trahorn now leading the way from Travis Rose, Kai Pepperell, Daniel Barton, making up that front run. So a bit of movement there on track from Spencer Trahorn, getting himself up into the lead on this one from Travis Rose and Kai Pepperell. Daniel Barton started near the front, just in 4th. There's contact warning for Travis Rose, I can just see flashing up, so just a little bit eager there to move through on somebody. As we see them bouncing through the bus stop there, taking in a little bit of curb as they keep it nice and tight up into midgets. You can see the battle out front. Spencer Trahorn still leading as they come through Tolly's to cross the start-finish line from the 16th of Travis Rose up into 2nd place. He's the one to watch after that opening round, you have to say. leading the championship. And he's already worked his way through that field here. Started way down in this one. Already up into second place. He started in 7th in this one, Travis, so he's got himself up into 2nd, but chasing down Spencer. Haywood at the moment leading the way. That warning just down the order for Harry Wright, I can see flashing up again. Difficult sometimes where you go to make a move and just kind of get it wrong and you do pick up that contact warning. It is only a warning, nothing more than that. So Harry Wright does, yeah, there's a bit of contact warning for Harry Wright, but did move up a place on Connor Yu. Down in 17th, 18th, Lucas Nibs, Alexander Stefanov, they moved up a couple of places as well, back down in the 19 and 20 positions in the race. Out front it is Spencer Trahorn leading the way, still from Travis Rose, Kai Pepperell and Daniel Barton. Just a bit of a gap starting to form now from that front two. They're just starting to work together and pull away, Spencer Trahorn and Travis Rose. Not a huge gap by any means, but there is just a gap starting to form to the 37 of Kai Pepperell, up to a minute 29, second 29, sorry, is the gap at the moment. And that pack of maybe 10 or so karts in behind them with not much to give. You can see them there racing down into the Whingers dip. Hear a phone ringing in here. There's just a spinner 11 spun there just as they were coming over the start finish line. That was Mia Beckley just in front of me here. But it is still Spencer Trahorn from Travis Rose, and then about 1.546 now back to Kai Pepperell and Daniel Barton close by. But you can see on the timers, look at the gaps, 0.3, 0.1, 0.2, 0.2. There's nothing in that pack of drivers chasing the front 4 or 5 karts. So we've got a pretty good race going on. Mia Beckley unfortunately just span as she came through Tollies there, heading towards the start finish line. Really sat in 25th. So fastest time on track at the moment is with Harry Wright down in 16th with a 40 dead. And Spencer Trahorn with a 49.8, Travis Rose with a 49.9, and again Jesse Whitmore just moving up a spot, gaining a position as did Aaron Clark Nixon. Archie Cannon a little bit further back as well, picked up a spot. So a little bit of movement, but everybody's so close in this one. There's a real battle from 3rd or 4th all the way down through. There's nothing to give really until you get back to the 17th or 18th car. So front two just starting to pull away a little bit, taking in a back marker there. Still the 41 of Spencer Trahorn leading the way as they come down across the start finish line. There is nothing to choose between the front two. Kai Pepperell now about 1.8 seconds behind. The front two just working together and pulling away. You can see that gap just starting to form as they start to pick up some of the back markers. And the field just becomes a little bit congested, twined in each other from front to back. So Spencer Trahorn currently leading. We're going to be coming into the last lap board soon. It is Spencer Trahorn from Travis Rose in the 3rd, Kai Pepperell, Daniel Barton in 4th, Ethan Hunt, Ethan Cossins, Jaden Sheeran, Stanley Williams, Jesse Whitmore and Harrison Stacey. They make up the top 10 and they are our leaders. So we will focus in now. There is a warning for 51 kart of Harrison Stacey. Harrison has picked up a warning, but we are into 10 seconds left plus a lap, so we're going to have a couple of laps to go here. In front two, that's what we'll focus in on now. Spencer Trahorn and Travis Rose. That's the two out front. There's about almost creeping up to a 2-second gap now to Kai Pepperell in 3rd. But saying that, Daniel Barton and Ethan Hunt not that far behind Kai Pepperell, so there might be a bit of movement for 3rd. Although Kai's looking pretty comfortable with a bit of a lonely race at the moment with a second or so, second and a half to the leaders and a second and a half back to 4th and 5th. So I would imagine that Kai in 3rd is pretty comfortable. We're going to get the last lap board out for the front two here, which is still 41 of Spencer Trahorn leading the way from Travis Rose, Kai Pepperell, Daniel Barton. Ethan Cossins and Ethan Hunt have moved up there. Daniel Barton dropped out. We've lost Daniel Barton. You didn't see it on screen, I don't think. I was looking out the window and on screen, but we've lost Daniel Barton from proceedings at the front. Kai Pepperell's got third in the back. So Spencer Trahorn and Travis Rose, that's the two we can see on screen now. Still Spencer, they lead going, he leads going up into midgets, into that right-hander. 16 of Travis Rose right on the back wheels. Will Travis be able to find a gap to make a move? He's only got the 2 corners to go. He's going to look to cut back up the inside. It's going to be a win for the 41 of Spencer Trahorn from 16 of Travis Rose. Kai Pepperell in third, Ethan Cossins, Ethan Hunt make up 4 and 5 from Jaden Sheeran, Stanley Williams, Jesse Whitmore, Harrison Stacey and Aaron Clark Nixon making up your top 10. So Travis Rose working through, gaining quite a few places there in that one. Spencer Trahorn, who led from the front, gained 3 places. Travis gained 5 during that race. Kai Pepperell was there or thereabouts, started in second, finished in third. 9 places gained from Ethan Cossins in fourth. 17 places gained from Ethan Hunt, who got up to fifth. Jaden Sheeran in sixth, gained 3 places. Stanley Williams and again Jesse Whitmore in seventh and eighth, big movers, as was Harrison Stacey. Although there was a warning contact for Harrison Stacey as well. So 6 or 7 warnings came out in that one. Contact warnings, just where racing was pretty hot. Some movement there in the replay. 2. 41 car of Spencer Trahorn, they battled it out for. So we'll go back to that early finish to the Cattell Junior race. So they'll go full programme again. I think they only did a minute and a half in that first run-in, which was just a couple of races ago. So the rescue truck is just out. Okay, so we are going to see the junior heat again. I was just confirming there. It is Mia Beckley, Travis Rose, Ethan Cossins, Alexander Stefanov, Ethan Hunt, Harry Pittman, Harry Wright, Amelia Johnson, Aaron Clark Nixon, Kai Pepperell, third first time out, Spencer Trahorn, who won that opening heat, Oliver Warren, Riley Allen Hunt, Harrison Stacey, Jaden Sheeran, Jesse Whitmore, Daniel Barton, Thomas Ray, Archie Cannon, Tully Grant, Lucas Nibbs, Stanley Williams, Ethan Critchley, John Reynolds, Alexander Leszewski, Connor Yu and Max Lavelle. So in that opening heat, Spencer Trahorn took the win from Travis Rose in second, Kai Pepperell third and Ethan Cossins in fourth. That was the result from that opening heat. Go again here, trying to get some points on the board. Out they come. Second running of this heat. It's almost a rerun. Everybody in the Speedway world. We had about a minute of that first opening heat and everyone was taken off track. And we paused it just for a moment before we got back to it. So we will go again. So there's a few novice plates in this one as well that you'll see. Alexander Leszewski, Oliver Warren, Thomas Ray, Tully Grant, Riley Allen Hunt. They're all novice drivers. Means they have to start near the rear in all heats. So they essentially learn their trade, as I say. Championship leader Travis Rose, second first time out. Second place Jesse Whitmore. Jesse Whitmore after that opening see that as being a goer. We're going to start that again. Running, I'm just trying to figure out whether we are racing or whether we're going again. An untidy start. Go again. The clock is running, but we will restart. You can see the yellow flags out. Everyone just slowing down as they come up into the bus stop. Yeah, Jesse Whitmore. And we're off and running now, that's for sure. Flies underneath me here, and a couple come off at the back. Eyes to the sky, real shame. That is just into Loop, but they all race down into Whingers. We'll see them take that right-hander, come back up. Just trying to see who had the unfortunate spin-off over that start-finish line. Here's the 80 car. Tully Grant, real shame for Tully. But let's go back up to that front runners. Is that Max Lavelle out front? I think it is. Distinctive helmet. But a move up the inside as they come through Tollies from the 23 of Ethan Hunt over Max Lavelle, Barton Stacey, Harry Wright, John Reynolds, Travis Rose in 6th, Connie Stanley Williams, Jesse Whitmore and Mia Beckley. They make up the top 10. But we have a spinner. It looks like the black helmet. It might be Mia Beckley again, who unfortunately spun in both the opening 2 heats. Yeah, I think it was Mia that spun as they went through Haynes Loop. The 11 car, yeah, it was, but it's still leading out front of Ethan Hunt. Yeah, and a bit of dust coming up as they go through the bus stop. Bit of grass tracking. So, front 6 have pulled away. That front 6 is led by Ethan Hunt. Lost Max Lavelle in amongst all of this as well, that's for sure. Down into 3rd now, Max Harrison Stacey up into 2nd, Harry Wright 4th, Travis Rose 5th, John Reynolds 6th. So again, a bit of movement, but that front pack of 6 karts are just starting to pull away as they head down. 88 much looking at the inside there. John Reynolds just having to look and make a move. Harrison Stacey holding in that 2nd position now behind Ethan Hunt. Take a tiny bit of curb going into the bus stop, some more than others. Come over the curb as they come out, but we've got the front 8 really now with just a tiny gap through to 9th, so a good little battle going to develop here. And it is still Ethan Hunt who made that move on that opening lap, coming through Tollies for the first time. Travis Rose moves up into 3rd, and maybe up into 2nd, going into Haynes Loop there. I think that was a move from the 16 kart. Travis Rose up into 2nd. Leading early on, he's dropped back now to 5th, but still in with the shout, all very close, those front 6 or 7 karts. Nothing really to choose between them. I think it's front 8, we've got a battle going on for there, and then there's just a small gap down to the 9th place kart of Kai Pepperell. So we just have a look at some movers and shakers, as they say. Everybody in the front 3 have all moved up a handful of spots. Still Ethan Hunt from Travis Rose now, as we said, in 2nd from Harrison Stacey, Harry Wright, Max Lavelle, Stanley Williams, Jesse Whitmore, John Reynolds, Kart Racing and Jaden Sheeran. Top 10 pretty set at the moment. Front 10, there's a bit of movement going through with the 37 kart of Kai Pepperell there battling with John Reynolds as they came out of Johnny's down into the Whingers dip. Front 2, just a small gap now through the bus stop from the next 3. And then the next 2, so just starting to settle down now a tiny bit into a few racing packs. There's a bit of movement there up in through Whingers dip. Was that Harry Wright? Let's have a look as they come back round. It is the 16 and 23 out front. Still the 51 of Harrison Stacey, and it's the 30 of Harry Wright, Max Lavelle, Jesse Whitmore, Stanley Williams, John Reynolds has dropped, Jaden Sheeran moving up into 8th. So, good race this one. Front 2. Really just pulling away a tiny bit from the following 2. Developing into a couple of races. And I tell you what, as we look for the fastest lap in this race, you've got to go all the way down to Archie Shannon in 21st place with a 33.75. I think somebody might have just been off track there a tiny bit just to get that fast time. I'd be super impressed with that. Maybe the bus stop was missed somewhat. So let's come back to the front runners here. Ethan Hunt and Travis Rose, that is our front 2. Harrison Stacey holding on to 3rd. Jesse Whitmore moves up into 5th. A little bit of movement. Next to the middle there. Front 2 are the front 2, Ethan Hunt, Travis Rose. They are on a shootout. That little battle there we can see. It's in that chasing pack behind Harrison Stacey, who's currently in 3rd. And a move up front, Ethan Hunt taken by Travis Rose in midgets there. That's Harrison Stacey in 3rd, but we have a new leader in Travis Rose. Made a move going through midgets that was managed to nail as he came out. So Ethan Hunt in 2nd, but those 2 chasing each other, pulling away from 5 chasing behind, which is Harrison Stacey, Harry Wright, Jesse Whitmore and Max Lavelle. That's that chasing pack. So a battle for 1st, and then there's a battle for 3rd. With 4 or 5 karts all in close prox at the minute. Down the the order from Ethan Cossins in 10th, Kai Peckrell 11, John Leonard 12, Ethan Critchley 13, Aaron Clark Nixon 14, Lewis Nibbs 50. So that's our top 15 as it stands. Beckley unfortunately had a spin early on, in the top 10. So the front two coming back round underneath, a couple of minutes plus a lap to go here. And it's still Travis Rose from Ethan Hunt, and then Harrison Stacey is leading that pack of 5 karts back to Stanley Williams in 7th. So a really good battle for third developing. Until again, just a small gap then to the 54 kart of Jaden Shearing in 8th. Spencer Trahorn 9, Ethan Cossins in 10th. Contact warning just flashing up for Max Lavelle in that battle. Just needs to be careful, you don't want to pick up too many of them. And Barnes got a couple of contact warnings in this one. Max Lavelle also now with a couple of contact warnings. But when you're in racing in such tight spaces like they are in that chasing pack, sometimes it is inevitable there's going to be a bit of contact. Front two still Travis Rose and Ethan Hunt. Harrison Stacey still holding on to 3rd place. Stanley Williams moves ahead of Max Lavelle. That front 7, just a bit more 1, 2, 3 have pulled away from them, the chasing 5 or 6. But the front 10 are all in with a shot of improving their points positions in this one. The front two are the front two. They've pulled away. And there's now a battle for 3rd place. It looks like Harry Wright's got the better of Harrison Stacey there. Into 3rd place as they go through midgets. Yeah, that looks like Harrison Stacey's dropped down into 4th place. Front two coming around back underneath. Still Travis Rose from Ethan Hunt. That's your front two. And then, yes, it is. It's the 30 car of Harry Wright. It's moved ahead of Harrison Stacey and Jesse Whitmore. That's that battle as they go through Haynes Loop. And again, Harrison Stacey looking to repay the favour early, and he's done it. Back into 3rd, Harrison Stacey. Great move there through the Haynes Loop. From the 30 car of Harry Wright and the 55 of Jesse Whitmore. So Harrison wasn't out of 3rd position for long. Put that move back nice and quickly, but the Harrison, Jesse Whitmore and Stanley Williams just started to battle it out a little bit in there as well in that battle. And Beckley just at the back along with the 80 car of Tully Grant, who had problems early on. 3rd place is still Harrison Stacey. Jesse Whitmore up to 4th, Harry Wright 5th. So that's the battle that we'll keep an eye on, that chasing pack. But we've got 2 battles here because the front 2 are really on top of each other either. So we're trying not to miss that as well. We're trying to give you as much of this race as we can, as much exposure. Blue flags are out for Mia Beckley as the front 2 race through, and an incident there. It was a blue flag going into the bus stop for the back marker, and it just seemed to be in amongst Travis Rose and Ethan Hunt. Mia Beckley there just at the back of the pack, the front 2 just catching up to her. Harrison Stacey holding on to that 3rd place and 4th back to get, and it is a checkered flag for Travis Rose over Ethan Hunt with Harrison Stacey, Jesse Whitmore, Harry Wright making up the top 5. I didn't pick up on the last lap board, so that checkered flag came out pretty quickly there from the front 2 of Travis Rose and Ethan Hunt. First time out for Travis Rose. He did really well there to get in front of Ethan Hunt. Picks up that 2nd place. I think it's a top 3 finish for the first time today, as does Harrison Stacey with that 3rd place. So there we go. Travis Rose, Ethan Hunt, Harrison Stacey, Jesse Whitmore, Harry Wright, Jaden Shearing, Spencer Trahorn, Ethan Cossins. They were the top runners in that one. 7 places gained from Travis Rose and 6 from Jesse Whitmore in 4th. They were the 2 big moves in that top 4 or 5 drivers. And a little bit further down, Jaden Shearing was 10 positions. Spencer Trahorn was 14. Ethan Cossins was 11. So some big movers to get up into that top 10 and get some extra points on the board. But it was Travis Rose with the win from Ethan Hunt, Harrison Stacey, Jesse Whitmore up into 4th. So just a bit of action from that. Nice early move from Ethan Hunt there over Max Lavelle, who led early on. Just dropped down the order, still stayed in the top 10, Max Lavelle, but just got picked off a few times as the race developed. That was the move from Travis Rose there into 2nd place ahead of Harrison Stacey. place and lost out in second place just for a moment, fall back. We're into the juniors, here we go. So the running order for our juniors: Mia Beckley, Travis Rose, Ethan Cossins, Alexander Stefanov, Ethan Hunt, Harry Pittman, Harry Wright, Amelia Johnson, Aaron Clark Nixon, Kai Pepperell, Spencer Trahorn, Oliver Warren, Riley Allen Hunt, Harrison Stacey, Jaden Shearing, Jesse Whitmore, Daniel Barton, Thomas Ray, Archie Cannon, Tully Grant, Lucas Woods, Stanley Williams, Ethan Critchley, John Reynolds, Alexander Letchishki, Connor Yu and Max Lavelle. So Travis Rose in heat number 2 was a winner, but got a penalty in heat 2 and subsequently lost position. So Ethan Hunt ended up winning heat number 2 from Harrison Stacey, Jesse Whitmore, Harry Wright and Jaden Shearing. So there was a little bit of a penalty, well, a lot of the penalty for Travis, and that dropped him way down the order in that one. So we've got some points to gain again here. Away they go, we're off and racing, and the front 17 and 28 carts have got that front run. Oh no, we're going to go again. Oh, we're off and running. Going round again. Yeah, see the marshals just indicating to everybody just to slow it down, steady it down, get through Hemmings Loop. No incident, because we've got the 83. Lucas Nibbs miles away from the pack, so catch up. So we'll go again with the junior start. Give me a chance to... So heat wins so far today for Spencer Trahorn and Ethan Hunt. Here we go, we're off and running now, and it's still that same 17 and 28 that have made the start. Ethan Cossins has got anyway stolen a march in the 17, most definitely. As they come around safely down through Johnny's, down into Winger's Dip, into that right-hander. Everybody through. Already a little bit of a lead coming out from Ethan Cossins there. The 17 done really well in that opening lap to pull away. And then it's Archie Cannon 74, Amelia Johnson 32, Alexander Stefanov 21, Jesse Whitmore 55. They were the chasing pack. We'll see what comes out of this, but I tell you what, first lap definitely belongs to the 17 of Ethan Cossins. That is a great first lap. Pulled out a lead. Over it is the 84. Great lead there from Stanley Williams, Alexander Stefanov, Jesse Whitmore, Ethan Hunt, Spencer Trahorn, Max Lavelle, Archie Cannon make it the top 8. So, opening race lap, opening lap race, Ethan Cossins has done extremely well to pull out a 2.5 to 3 second lead already in this one. Just had a spinner there. Who's that spinning coming into Tolly's? That's the 42 of Oliver Warren, but back up and running. No damage done. Ethan Cossins has really taken advantage of the jostling for position behind him in that opening lap and has pulled out what is going to be a good 3+ second gap already over the chasing pack of Stanley Williams, Jesse Whitmore, Alexander Stefanov, Spencer Trahorn and Ethan Hunt. But that pack that is chasing is pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back to 97 of Max Lavelle on the chase. So we've got a race on here, predominantly for second and third, but we do have a race on. Lost another kart there, yellow flags are out just before Tolly's. I can't see the number of who that is, but we have lost another kart. Apparently the timing's kicking in a moment. I think it's the 87 of Ethan Critchley. Could be wrong. We'll see. Let's keep an eye. Here comes Ethan Cossins. He goes over that start-finish line. From the 84, it was 2.95 seconds, now 2.78, so a little bit crept in on Ethan Cossins there from Stanley Williams, Jesse Whitmore, Spencer Trahorn. Just starting to reel in a little bit. That's the battle we can see. There's the 84 there and the 55. So Jesse Whitmore's got up into second place, ahead of Stanley Williams there through Haynes Loop. As they head up towards the bus stop. Just off the gas, then back on it as they go through, trying to pick up a bit of curb flat out as they race up the hill. Into that big right-hander at the top, that midget's down into Climate. It's that left-hander, and is that 2.78 second gap from Ethan Cossins going to be eaten into a little bit more? 2.68, not too much, but a little bit more from Jesse Whitmore there. Stanley Williams, Spencer Trahorn, Ethan Hunt still holding that top 5, but There's not a lot to choose between that little pack. Back to Max Lavelle in 6th. There's not much of a gap between Jesse Whitmore back to Max Lavelle. Ethan Cossins has got the lead and got a good lead, but lap on lap it's just coming down a tiny bit. Will that continue as this race develops, or will Ethan Cossins, for the first time today, get into the top 3? Had a 4th place finish in Heat 1. Looking to take the checkered flag in this one. Here we go. Doug's passed me already. Let's have a look at his time. 2.68 or 2.64, so not massive amounts of time, but they are eating into that lead a little bit lap on lap. They work together, those 4 or 5 chasing karts. If they work with each other rather than battling each other, then they've got a really good opportunity of just pulling in Ethan Cossins at the front. It is going down, but it's going down very slowly. That gap, we've lost somebody else in in the bus stop there on the left-hand side. Again, that'll become apparent as we come around on the timings. Cossins to 17. What's the gap now to Jesse Whitmore? 2.55. It is coming down lap on lap, but is it enough for them to be able to eat into that lead, to gain that position? Back up to the 4th, 5th, 6th. Still pretty close, those guys. That's the battle you can see on screen there. That's from Jesse Whitmore, Stanley Williams, Spencer Trayvon, Ethan Hunt, Max Lavelle. That's the battle on track we've got really at the moment. Ethan Cossins just catching up with a tail ender back marker. Blue flags are out. Yeah, well done. Moved over. Let Ethan through. It's the 42 car of Oliver Warren. But let's have a look at that. Ethan Cossins to Jesse Whitmore. It's coming down, but very, very small. 2.55 to 2.52. But the gap is still there. But they do now have that tail ender in Oliver Warren to contend with as they go down. Probably they're going to meet them at the bus stop. Meet the tail end at the bus stop. Let's see as they come up. Ethan Cossins is through. Yeah, just in the bus stop is now the 42 up into midgets. Yeah, there's 1 through, 2, 3. Everybody safely through. Well done, moving out of the way, Oliver Warren. Well done. So the race is on. Ethan Cossins out front. No positional changes, I don't think, from that chasing pack. As we see Jesse Whitmore, Stanley Williams, Spencer Trayvon, Ethan Hunt, Max Lavelle, Jaden Shearing, Hyde Pepperell, Alexander Stefanov, just taken by Harrison Tracy. They're up to 9th. Alexander is your 10th place car at the moment. But that battle, that chasing pack, there's the 23 of Ethan Hunt just looking up the inside. Is Spencer Trayvon making a move on Stanley Williams, and I think, let's have a look. Yeah, a couple of movements there as they go through the bus stop. It's still Ethan Cossins out front, no question. It's still Jesse Whitmore holding on to that 2nd place, but we've got a bit of movement, 2nd to 5th. 3rd to 5th. Let's keep an eye as they come back through. We've got about a minute plus the lap to go on this one. Cossins over the line, followed by 55 Jesse Whitmore, and yeah, Spencer Trayvon and Ethan Hunt both got past Stanley Williams. But still, those are 5 that are 3 or 4 that are chasing. It's now just a bit of a gap starting to form. But again, the guys are just trying to accumulate as many points as they can, leading up to that final. That's the name of the game. Trying to get as many points on the board so they can get a better starting position in that final, which will come a little bit later on this afternoon. So we are going to have 2 laps left in this one. Cossins is going to come round now through Climate, take that left into Tolly's, back over the start-finish line. He's led from the front, led for the entire race, and has kept a lead of, yeah, it's been around 2 to 2.5 seconds the entire race. So he's managed the race really well out front from Cossins. Jesse Whitmore now looking pretty comfortable in 2nd, as is Spencer Trayvon in 3rd at the moment. So the race is just, that battle for 3rd to 5th has just settled down a little bit. The gap between each driver is just starting to extend a tiny bit. Nice lap board will come out for Ethan Cossins now as he comes round down into Climate. Taking Tollies and left. Start finish line, here it comes. So last lap board is out. Ethan Cossins leading this race. 1.8 seconds, that's for sure. It's the smallest gap it's been in the entire race. Jesse Whitmore just starting to reel them in. Spencer Trayvon 3rd, Ethan Hunt 4th, Stanley Williams, Max Lavelle make up the top 6. Battle there, 97 Max Lavelle, Jaden Shearing. That's second behind. So let's see. Jesse Whitmore is starting to eat into that lead, but Ethan Cossins has done the work early on, maintained that lead, not let it drop. Down to 1.8, but that's the closest they've been to catching Ethan Cossins in this one. So a really great return from Ethan Cossins, led from the front, adds a win onto that 4th place earlier on. 2nd place goes to Jesse Whitmore, Spencer Trayvon 3rd, Ethan Hunt 4th, Stanley Williams, Max Lavelle, Jaden Sheeran, Travis Rose just jumps up a spot ahead of Kai Pepperell and Harrison Stacey into that top 10. So good win for Ethan Cossins in that one. Jesse Whitmore as the 2nd to the 3rd, gained in the last heat. And Spencer Trayhorn 1st in heat 1, picks up a 3rd in the 3rd heat. Ethan Hunt has been pretty consistent today as well. 4th place to add to the 1st and the 5th. Stanley Williams was your 5th place driver there, Max Lavelle 6th, Jaden Sheeran, Travis Rose, Kai Pepperell and Harrison Stacey make up the top 10. And there's your 11 through to 20 drivers: Archie Cannon, Harry Wright, Aaron Clark Nixon, Alexander Stefano, Daniel Barton, John Reynolds, Lucas Nibs, Amelia Johnson, Alexander Leszewski, Connor Yu. They made up the top 20 with Tully Grant, Riley Allen Hunt, Oliver Warren, Harry Pittman, Thomas Gray. So some good action again in that one. Good win for Ethan Cossins, managed it from the front, bossed the entire race while the pack behind Jesse Whitmore worked up into 2nd. Spencer Trayhorn right at last knocking's got up into 3rd and held on to it quite comfortably. 4th with Ethan Hunt, and 5th was Stanley Williams. Finish of the day for Stanley. So that's all these guys can do. That is their 3 heats done. 3 successful heats for some of them. So all will dictate their starting grid position, rolling grid position in the final. Guys catching some good action from front to back in that one. All the overtakes. Again, we try and get everybody in, but we're focusing in on the battles that develop on track, and that will be our primary focus of it. As is Ethan Hunt. It's been a mixed bag, more mixed bag than most of the other classes, to be honest. Jesse Whitmore with a 2nd and a 3rd. Stanley Williams found himself in 5th, as did Jaden Sheeran. A 2nd for Harrison Stacey in the heats. 1st and 3rd for Spencer Trayhorn, who's finding himself on pole. Kai Pepperell picked up the 3rd. Starting this one. Ethan Hunt with the 1st, 4th and 5th. That takes him to 3rd. So, spin there for Ethan Critchley. No one saw Ethan, don't worry about it. So they'll get to put in a couple of flying laps here, get those tyres warm, the track's really warm, the sun's out. So a big race ahead of us in the championship. Travis Rhodes leads the way from Jesse Whitmore and Arthur Way at the start of the day. That will change, Arthur not here today. There's Kai Pepperell in 4th, Jaden Sheeran in 5th, and Spencer Trayvon in 6th in the championship. So, closely contested this one. We will see what happens from the start. Again, a 12-minute final. They'll send them round here just to try and bring everybody together. Spencer Trayhorn could just do with slowing down here a little bit, just to bring the pack together. That would be beneficial for us getting this race off and running. So I've seen a couple of excellent heats and a couple of excellent heat winners before this. This is our 3rd heat of 6, our 3rd final, sorry, of 6. As we enter the business side of things. So Marshall slowed them down, trying to bring them round. So we're in a good rolling formation to get this race. Off and running. Here we go. We happy? We're off. We're good. We're 41, leading the way from the start. Spencer Trayhorn, he had the pole and he's let it going into the Haynes Loop. Keep an eye, 23 Ethan Hunt, 55 Jesse Whitmore, close proximity behind as they race down into Winger's Dip for the first time. Everybody safely through. Watching everybody race through, duck down, getting maximum speed there. Spencer Trayhorn as he goes up through the bus stop, heading up into midgets for the first time into that right-hander. It is Spencer Trahorn, Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, Travis Rose, Ethan Cossins. That was our front runners. As we kick this race off, let's see how they've developed as that lap's gone on. And it still is the 41 and 23, 55, 16, 17, 51, 84. No changes. Wow. No changes in that top 10 from the opening of the race. Great start to race here for everybody. Let's see how this develops. So yeah, Jesse Whitmore did gain a couple of spots, as did Ethan Hunt, but not that much movement. Not that much movement whatsoever. Only 3 positional changes in the top 10, I think, on that opening lap. So let's just keep an eye as they come back round. This is going to be a really close race. The front 4, just a tiny gap already. Spencer Trahorn still leading the way from the 23 of Ethan Hunt and Jesse Whitmore in 3rd. Travis Rose in 4th, Ethan Cossins, Henry Stacey, Stanley Williams, excuse me, Jaden Shearing, Kai Pepperell and Max Lavelle. That's your top 10 as it was start of the lap, as it is at the end of the lap. So, but a big move there up the inside. That was movement, that was an overtake there, I think, from Jesse Whitmore. We'll keep an eye on that. I think we've had a big move there. I think Spencer Trahorn has found himself in 3rd as they head towards midgets. Head up towards midgets and then taking that right down into climate. So it does look like Ethan Hunt, now the 23, has got that lead. Yeah, that's definitely the case from, I think, Jesse Whitmore in 2nd, yeah, and it's Spencer Trahorn in 3rd, so a big move there then. First significant change of this race comes on that lap as the race leader Spencer Trahorn dropped 2 places down to 3rd. And in this close race, as soon as you drop down into that pack a little bit more, you're getting closer to being shot at from those behind you. But Ethan Hunt just trying to pull away here now. A 1st, a 4th and a 5th for Ethan Hunt today as he leads this final going up into midgets. I think Spencer Trahorn might have just lost another place there to Travis Rose. Keep an eye as they come round here from Tolly's into the home straight. Yeah, it's going to be the 16 of Travis Rose up into 3rd. Stanley Williams moving up, Jaden Shearing 2. So we are starting to get a bit of movement. Only 3 or 4 minutes gone on this race so far. Plenty of time to go. Ethan Hunt leading the way from Jesse Whitmore, Travis Rose, Spencer Trahorn, Stanley Williams, Jaden Shearing, Kai Pepperell, Ethan Cossins, Max Lavelle and Harrison Stacey. They make up your top 10. There is nothing between all of these drivers. You can see him coming through the bus stop there. Very, very little gap to Amelia Johnson 11, John Reynolds, Lucas Nibbs, Daniel Barton in 14, Ethan Critchley 15th. That's the front 15 as this race develops. In the front 4, that's the tiny gap now to 5th to Stanley Williams, but it is Ethan Hunt from Jesse Whitmore, Travis Rose and Spencer Trahorn. That's our front 4. There's a bit of movement going into Haynes Loop, but no positional change. Still Ethan Hunt from Jesse Whitmore. Spencer Trahorn finds himself in 4. Keep an eye on the 16 up the inside here. The 16 of Travis Rose makes a move, and will that allow Spencer Trahorn to also get back up to 3rd? No. Jesse Whitmore manages to hold on to that 3rd place, but a big move from Travis Rose there, up into 3rd. Into 2nd, sorry. It's Ethan Hunt out front, that's for sure. Travis Rose now in 2nd from Jesse Whitmore. Starting to trade places, still Spencer Trahorn in 3rd. That's your front 4 as they come across the start-finish line in front of me. Then it's the 84 and 37 of Stanley Williams and Kai Pepperell. Jaden Shearing, Max Lavelle, Harrison Stacey and Amelia Johnson make up the top 10. Front 2 now, just a small gap. 23 and 16, small gap back then to Jesse Whitmore. You can see that on screen, there is just a bit of fresh air. Back to that pack as Jesse Whitmore, I think, has dropped down to 4th there. Is that Spencer Trahorn back up into 3rd? I think it is. And the front 2, they're not going to be able to pull away here, I don't think, because there's a pack of 2, a pack of 4 chasing them down, hopefully working together to keep this front of the field congested. Yeah, the 41 of Spencer Trahorn back into 3rd place there. Kai Pepperell and Jaden Shearing, they both move up as well. To the front 2. Grandstand as they go past is packed. Everybody out watching these finals now. Just keep an eye on the 16. Travis Rose makes the move to take the lead over Ethan Hunt. Ethan tucks straight back in, and you can see the hand there from Travis Rose. Let's go, get our heads down, let's work together. Let's try and pull away here from Spencer Trahorn, Jesse Whitmore in 3rd and 4th, Kai Pepperell and Jaden Shearing in 5th and 6th. So really close, 2, 4, 6. The front 8 now, that's the gap really. Back to 9th place, Harrison Stacey. But the front four, they're all over the top of each other now. This is great racing. Travis Rose leads from Ethan Hunt, Spencer Trahorn and Jesse Whitmore. That's your front four, with Kai Pepperell, Jaden Sheeran, Stanley Williams and Max Lavelle. That's the front eight. They've made a break now from seconds gap back to Harrison Stacey in ninth. So we've got an eight-way battle, really, with a chance of making that front. And then there's a small gap. As they go through the bus stop, they're all chasing Travis Rose now. He's worked his way through, made some great gains to get up there. And now he is leading the race and starting to pull away. He did start the race in second, was battling around in amongst that second to third to fourth. He's now got himself out front as he leads from Jesse Whitmore back up into third with Ethan Hunt second. Bit of movement there, Louis Lavelle. Max Lavelle, sorry. Yeah, was a bit of movement there. Max Lavelle just lost out in a position there to Stanley Williams. So you're from 5, 6. Travis Rose from Ethan Hunt. There they are on screen. Jesse Whitmore in third. Spencer Trahorn. Those four have been really batting away at the front of this. And the name really, Kai Pepperell, that's now coming close and into the mix. Has not been in that front three as yet. The front four have been a combination of the front three. Jesse Whitmore still leads. Travis Rose still leads from Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, Spencer Trahorn and Kai Pepperell and Jaden Sheeran. And that front six now are looking like they've just broken away a little bit. Up the inside comes the 97 of Max Lavelle. He gained a spot there on Jaden Sheeran. That we'll see as that race develops. You can see on the screen, we're just trying to follow the lead as they come through the bus stop. You can see the gap there now. And a big move up the inside as they go through. Jesse Whitmore's lost out there, I think, to Spencer Trahorn. I think Spencer's moved up into third place. Travis Rose definitely leading from Ethan Hunt. Yeah, and it is Spencer in third now. And Jesse Whitmore. And there's 37 of Kai Pepperell right behind in fifth. So there's not a lot to choose between that front five. And even the sixth part, Jaden Sheeran now just clinging on to the back wheel of Kai Pepperell. So fastest time on track, oddly, with Ethan Critchley at the moment, back in 10th place, but in a really good lap time for 39.76. Everybody else in the 40s or 41s. There's a little sneak across the bus stop there, I don't know, but Spencer Trahorn, he's leading the... No, that's wrong, that's just jumped that wrong, hold on. It's still the 16 of Travis Rose leading the way. Just ignore that. Spencer Trahorn is leading this race. I think the race leader is still Travis Rose, the 16, sponsored by Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore and Kai Pepperell. I think Spencer Trahorn's leading this race, that's for sure. It's still the 16 kart of Travis Rose. I think we might have lost the kart of Spencer Trahorn. I'm just trying to look and see what's going on as they come around towards me now. It is Travis Rose leading from Ethan Hunt. Jesse Whitmore is third. Yeah, we've seemed to have lost Spencer Trahorn. There's the 37 and 54. Spencer is a lap down somewhere. So we have a yellow flag out. Not in my viewpoint. So there we go. Travis Rose back at the front of the pack with Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, and just underneath me is the 96 car of Connor Yu, and that's the end of his race, unfortunately. And came up and just bounced along in front of me. And the 64 car is also being called in of Thomas Ray, being asked to head into the pits. Black flag for him. So let's concentrate back on the front of the race here with a few minutes to go. Travis Rose, he's leading the race from Ethan Hunt, then Jesse Whitmore, Kai Pepperell and Jaden Sheeran. They've got the lead. There's a 2-second gap then back to Max Lavelle. So the front five is what now shooting for the win. Big move from the 58 kart there. Daniel Barton as they go through into Tollies, into Haynes Loop, sorry. Big move there. But the front of the pack is still Travis Rose from Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore. That's your front three. Top five bringing Kai Pepperell and Jaden Sheeran. That's the race. 64 kart is still being trying to be black flag to be brought in. And you might have caught that there. Hopefully he's put his hand up and seen that. But let's go back to the front of the race. Coming over the start finish line now is Travis Rose. Minute or so plus the lap to go. It's Ethan Hunt in second, Jesse Whitmore third, Kai Pepperell in fourth, Jaden Sheeran fifth, That's your front five, and there's a 2-second gap then back to Max Lavelle. So the front five, that is what we're focused on now as we head into the last couple of laps of this race. Caught up with a couple of back markers as well. That's going to prove tricky now. The blue flags are going to be out. Let's just keep an eye on Travis Rose. Need a blue flag there for the 42 car of Oliver Warren. He's in amongst that chasing pack of Travis Rose, Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, Kai Pepper and JD Sheeran are just trying to circumnavigate that now. 32 car is also Amelia Johnson been black flagged and being called in as well, a bit further down the order, so plenty going on in this race. We have still got the focus on that front five, and that's what it is. It's Travis Rose, Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, Kai Pepper, JD Sheeran, and that is the battle out front. In truth, Travis Rose has now just stolen a bit of a lead. He's been good all day today. He has taken a second place. He was in a point scoring position. I think he won heat 2, but then was penalised for that. But let's not worry about that now, because he's out front in this final from Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, Kai Pepper and JD Sheeran. That is your front runners. But Travis Rose has just started to pull away. The battle for second looks like it's going to be the battle. On to this last lap, Ethan Hunt and Jesse Whitmore. That's what you're watching on screen now. Travis Rose is out front. Travis Rose will be our winner. He's got enough of a gap there. A second gap back to the second two that we're focused on here. Then there's the 4th place cars of Kai Pepperell. So if anything's going to change, it's second and third. That's what you're watching there. Ethan Hunt and Jesse Whitmore. Travis Rose there is going to take the win just into Tolly's, the last bend. Will there be any change? It's going to be Ethan Hunt in second, but a win for Travis Rose from Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore in third, Kai Pepperell in fourth, JD Sheeran in fifth, a good 6th for Max Lavelle there, Stanley Williams, Ethan Critchley, Daniel Barton when they come over, and Archie Cannon. They will make up the top 10. John Reynolds, Lucas Nibbs, Alexander Leszewski, Harry Wright, Alexander Stefanov, Tully Graham, Oliver Warren, Harry Pittman, Amelia Johnson, he picked the black flag in there somewhere. That's the Thomas Ray. You can see there those bottom end few didn't complete the race. So congratulations to Travis Rose on picking up victory. A great win, had to fight his way to get into that position. So again, we're a little bit confused here, because the checkered flags went onto our screen with Ethan Hunt in second, but then they seemed to race on for another lap, at which point Jesse Whitmore was in second ahead of Ethan Hunt. So until Alpha Live tells me what's going on, I am not 100%. Screen still says Ethan Hunt was second, Jesse Whitmore was third. That's what your screen says, that's what my screen says. Going by what I can see here, Travis Rose with the win from Ethan Hunt, Jesse Whitmore, Kai Pepperell in fourth, JD Sheeran 5th, Max Lavelle 6th, Stanley Williams 7, Ethan Critchley 8, Daniel Barton 9, and Archie Cannon made up your top 10 with some great gains from those three, Ethan Critchley, Daniel Barton and Archie Cannon. John Reynolds was 11th, Lucas Nibbs, Alexander Leszewski 13, Harry Wright 14, Alexander Stefanov 15, Tully Grant, Oliver Warren, Harry Pittman and Amelia Johnson up to 19, Thomas Ray 20, and Connor Yu, Spencer Trayhorn, who was battling away, fastest laps and everything, and just disappeared from the race. I'm trying to see if I can see why that was.